all the graphic elements completed. I just want to go back into the button. I'm just going to double click on the button here and go into the timeline for the button. You can see here we've got our up, over and down states. As I move the playhead across there, you can see those colours changing on the here. And I've also added a hit area, which I've just defined with a rectangle, and that's basically the activation area for this button. So go back to the scene. What we need to do now is to add the coding that's going to make that button interactive and do the thing that we want, which is to capture, or sorry, to send out and go to a URL when we click it. So we have created another layer, and I've named it the actions layer, and in the first frame of that layer, create a keyframe, and I'm going to bring up the actions window, which I do by either pressing F9 or just coming to window and actions, and I'm going to paste the code in here and just talk through what each line does. So in line 1, first of all, what we've done here, this is the first expression here you'll recognize as being the instance name of the button. This is the name that we gave to the occurrence of the button in our Flash movie. And we've added to that an event listener, and that event listener is a mouse event, and we're asking basically for this button to wait for a click of the mouse. When it hears a click of the mouse, then it's going to do something called button click handler, which is a function. And line 2 defines the function button click handler, as you can see here, and the trigger for that function, which is a mouse event. What the function actually does is, in line 3, navigates to the URL, which is a URL I've created. It could be any URL, but this happens to be a URL of a page that I've created especially for this, and we'll see what happens when we press that. I will publish that URL in a form where you can see it more easily. So that's really what the coding is doing. We've got to make sure that we've got accurate syntax here, so you do need to follow it very, very closely. If I was typing this, we've got to make sure we've got our full stops before the instance name, or after the instance name, and before add event handler. We've got to make sure our capital letters are in the right place, and that we've got all our other syntax like brackets and semicolons in the right place. Okay, so really study that carefully and make sure that you have got it accurately copied. So I'm just going to get rid of that and then test our movie. We can test our movie by going to Control and Test Movie, or as you can see here, just press Control and Enter, and that will compile our movie. We'll be able to see what the effect is. So here it is, and as you can see, as I roll my mouse into that area, into that hit area, our here is changing. We've got a basic interactivity. As I press, the other state comes up, and what we should see is that takes us off to a URL, and there is the URL of that page. As you can see, it's just one of my Dropbox pages, and it's letting me know that that has linked out successfully to that page. So that's how we give a button basic interactivity and how we link it to a web page.